taking the straps off. We're about to unload it and deliver.
We're straight.
Yeah.
There we go. It's on the ground.
So, once the container is dropped, the customer will sign the paperwork. But before they sign the paperwork, the driver and the customer will inspect the container together. We're looking for the handles working correctly, the rod's not being bent where the handles connect, the latches working correctly, and the doors opening and closing the way they need to. And then also we'll inspect the inside of the container and the floor. Those are all part of the inspection that we do with the customer when we interact with them.
Because you've already done it at the depot.
That's correct. We've already done that at the depot to make sure and ensure that we get a container that doesn't have any holes in it or doesn't have any problems for the customer,
Right.
so that the warranty people at Container One don't have to worry about having a callback.
A claims issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, guys, when you're opening in a container, what I like to do to show the customer, because a lot of them say they know how to open one, but they really don't. So you always start with the right door first, and then the left. So you're gonna open up the latches at the same time, and you'll pull up, turn. That will get the door loose, and then you'll open the door. And then to do the left side, you do the same thing. Open the latches, take the handles, pull them both out at the same time. That releases the door. When you first release the doors, after you've delivered, they're going to be tight. And once you open them, they're going to reset to the ground.
And they loosen up.
And then they'll loosen up and they'll be better for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So always make sure the customer understands that.
Yeah, once they settle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna shut it.
We're gonna close.
Go left to
We're
right.
gonna go left, this door first, because you have a seal on the right side.
Right, okay.
So what I like to do is I like to grab the outer handle first and kind of get started. Just kind of both do them at the same time. It's going to be a little awkward. One will probably be easier than the other. Once you usually get one of them shut, the other one will shut.
Okay, Daisy.
It's okay. And then you've got this piece right here. That's the reason why this has to open first and shut last, because this is your seal. This
Okay.
seals all the animals and the
Everything from
insects
going in.
out of the container. So,
Yeah,
you know, that's the reason the customer's getting the container.
right, to be wind and water tight,
Yes,
rodent free.
Mhm.
Yep.
Do the same thing. And that's how you open and close a container.
Awesome. Okay.
Both doors open very good.
The
Here's the
floor.
inside of the container.
Okay.
As you can see, I drove through a rainstorm.
Right.
There's no water in it.
No water at
So
all.
the customer will come in
Okay.
with the driver and we'll look at everything. As you can see, there's a patch there.
Right.
And you're gonna have patches in either a cargo worthy or wind and water tight, depending on the grade. Well, what we look for at the depot is obviously no holes. But we really look at the floor because you want to make sure there's no soft spots in the floor. The floor can have patches, but most of the time that's a good thing because there's been a problem with the floor. But
That
the
means
floor on
they
this
fixed
one is
it.
very, very good.
Yeah.
And we just watch the seams.
Okay.
and make sure that the seams are good and that there's no water running down the side of the container. Usually if you have rust on the side, that usually initiates the fact that there's probably a leak.
Probably some problem.
Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
I will let Lexi
Yes.
explain to you what we had to do with the one tripper that was leaking.
Oh, geez, that's
Yes.
awful.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
it was a brand new, it was a brand new container.
Did it get pierced with a forklift or what? Just,
I walked the whole thing. I even sent her a video. It was leaking on this side.
oh my
And the
gosh.
seam was perfect. The customer sent a video. I told her, I said, there's no way. And she said, Lance, I got a video. I said, send it to me. I want to see it.
Yeah,
It was leaking. I mean, it was leaking bad. They dropped it, but I couldn't tell. Because you can't see anything.
right, so those things do happen. You would have no idea what happened to that container.
Let's
Okay.
walk back out here. On your relationship that the driver has with the depot and the depot itself, a lot of times, you know, you're in and out really quick because they don't want you there any longer than they want you there, because there's hundreds of trucks coming in and out. But what I like to do is just take a quick walk around and just inspect it and make sure that it's not beat up too much.
Yeah,
And again, it depends on the grade of the container. Personally, I would grade this as somewhere between a grade 1 and a grade 2.
okay.
I really think this is a cargo worthy container and not a wind and water type, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, it is in great shape.
It doesn't have a lot of rust on it.
No,
Now, it's not certified, obviously.
to be
because-
cargo worthy,
because
yeah.
It's cargo worthy. Well, I'm calling it cargo worthy, but if it was, you could certify it.
To go overseas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
So, but can't really see this side, but it pretty much looks as good as the other side.
Yeah.
So those are the things that the drivers are looking for. Some of the pitfalls and some of the caveats that the drivers run into are just the depot itself. They want you in and out of there.
So they don't want you to inspect it for a long time. They want you to do it quickly and get out
There's
of
some
there.
places that they really frown on you trying to take a look at one
Oh.
to try to make sure. But part of Container One's process is that we need to inspect the container at the depot if possible.
Well, I will tell you, my last claims issue was last November. I mean, it's pretty rare that I have a claims issue.
I think the drivers do a pretty good job.
I think so too.
Well, because we know that we will have to go get the container
Or not get paid.
and not get paid.
Yeah. So it's just not, you have to be pretty picky. It's not worth taking that chance.
Claims does a pretty good job of getting the customer calmed down
Yeah.
with their process if there is a claim.
Right.
I've had a few, not many,
Yeah.
but sometimes you just don't know if, you may load one up and it may be good. Now, in the case of your container, I went through a driving rainstorm and
Yeah.
there's no water in it, so I know
Right.
it's not leaking.
Right.
I've got more water in my boxes on my trailer and
Then
there's
on
no
here.
water in here.
Yeah. It's totally dry.
So. After you've inspected the container with the customer and they're satisfied with the delivery, you're going to do your paperwork. And basically, you're going to have the customer sign off that there's no visible holes, that all the seals are intact, the floors are in good shape, the doors open and close, which is what we just went over, and that the door handles are intact, and you do that kind of simultaneously. But also for number 6, which is kind of a newer thing that we've added, is to make sure that you've delivered the customer's container where they want it, within reason. If you can't get it where the customer wants it, then you drop it where it's safe. But most of the time we're able to put the container where the customer wants it. I'll go ahead and let you read the paperwork right here. You're gonna read all these,
Okay.
and you're gonna initial, and then when you're done, you'll sign right there.
Okay. So the first one is there are no visible holes in the container.
And we've
Yeah,
inspected.
we did inspect that. The seals appear to be intact. We just checked the doors.
Yep.
The floors are intact and in good condition.
Yep, we did a
went
walk around
through-
there.
He went through a big rainstorm. There was no wet spots. The doors on the container open, close, and latch. We just checked that. The door handles are intact. Okay, and then the last one, customer approves delivery location and is responsible for any future relocation. We're not moving this container, so
So once all this is done and initialed, then the
Then
customer
the
will
sign.
sign off at the bottom.
okay. Okay,
And then as you can see, you'll have the customer's name, the load confirmation for container 1, and then you'll have the container number. And I'm going to let you, Shonda, come around here and
Go ahead.
just kind of record just a little snippet of it so they can see it. Okay?
got it.
That's it.